Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Serrano. Welcome back to another video. If you're new to the crew, make sure you subscribe and get notified for more videos just like this. But today we're going to be doing a comparison that was actually requested about a month ago from one of the members of the crew, but my bad. We're going to jump right into it right now. The Google Pixel 4a versus the Samsung Galaxy A30. Now, let's jump into it right now. One of the major differences of these devices is the price. Now, I remember when I actually purchased the Samsung Galaxy A30, this is actually a phone that Samsung has been put out for the budget community, people who are a little bit more money conscious and don't have the deep pockets to actually pick up one of the Samsung Galaxy S lineup, Note lineups, or even a Fold Galaxy lineup. They did offer the A series, which does open up the world to a larger variety of phones. And so the A series has done that for a lot of people, even around the world. Now, this device is marked around $200. You probably can find it for less if you dig hard enough. Now, the Google Pixel 4a is actually $349 at the launch price. So these both have really good software, but the Google Pixel 4a now has the newer Android 11, which is actually really quick, really fast, and really just snappy overall. I have no issues with this device whatsoever. Now, the user experience is going to be a little bit different on the Samsung Galaxy A30. There is some noticeable stutters if you're not the type of person who's ever used a flagship or even a mid-range device before. Now, this is a mid-range phablet, really snappy. It does have a good, chipset for the most part, which will hold up over time. It did get that update to Android 10, which was definitely something that I was really happy to see on the Samsung Galaxy A30. Now, as far as the overall build quality, we're getting a 6.4-inch on the Samsung Galaxy A30 right here. So as you can see, it's just a really good size device. This is probably one of the thinnest devices I've ever held in my hand as far as the way it feels. It feels so thin when you're holding it in your hand. It's really slim. It feels really good. If you've never held the Samsung Galaxy A30 before, it literally feels just like a slab of glass in your hand with a little piece of plastic on the back of it. Now, they do give you the Gorilla Glass on the front and some plastic on the back of here, which is actually really sturdy. I can't stress that enough. This plastic on the back of here is actually stronger than a lot of glass back phones. So I definitely can commend Samsung for the build quality of this device. Now, you are getting around the sides plastic, which does mimic aluminum, but it does kind of feel nice. It just won't give you that cold touch at night when the window's open. But we are getting on the Google Pixel 4a a really nice matte black texture, which just eliminates fingerprints over the course of the day. As you're using it, you can just smear them right off. And that's one of my favorite parts about this device. It's also very one-hand friendly. I think you have to put the physical buttons on there to get the one-handed operation mode, but I actually like the all screen with no buttons and all gestures. So I actually don't have that option at the moment. But one of the other things that's really attractive about the Samsung Galaxy A30 is the screen. And you're getting one of the best screens that Samsung's ever put out. It's the AMOLED display it's a Super AMOLED display on here with 403 pixels per inch, as well as 1080 times 2340 as well. So it's gonna be really color vibrant, really saturated with a lot of colors, really good to look at. A really nice device for watching movies and looking at your social media. All the pictures that you're looking at, the colors are just gonna look really vibrant. Now, on the other hand, literally, we have the Google Pixel 4a and we have the OLED panel. Now, the OLED panel has 443 pixels per inch. because it's a little bit more smaller, so they're able to pack more pixels inside of the screen, and we're actually getting the 24 to 2340 on here. So that OLED panel is very good, very sharp as well. When I'm looking at both of these things, it's really hard to see any differences, but I definitely could say that the Super AMOLED just looks really crispy, and the blacks on there are really nice. So I definitely like both of these things as far as the displays. Now, one of the things to note is that you will get the always on display on the Pixel 4a, but the only thing is it will drain the battery faster. So just keep that in mind. If you have that on, it will drain the battery a little bit faster. But as far as the overall engines inside under the hood, we do have the Snapdragon 730G, which is an 8nm processing chip, very capable processing chip. 8nm is really good as far as battery optimization. It's able to get through the whole day without any issues whatsoever. Just, I can't stress how good this device feels in the hand, and whenever you're trying to get to something, it just feels really quick overall. 18 watts fast charging on here. You're getting the aptX technology for when you're listening to the Bluetooth on here, so that's pretty good that they have that as well. And you're getting all the compasses, gyroscopes as well on both of these devices. So, the experience is really nice. A Wi-Fi 5 the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi band on here on both devices. 15 watts charging on here. So, three different watts. I mean, you're still getting super fast charging on the Samsung Galaxy, which is really nice because they're going to charge really quick as for both devices. So no issues with the battery on either of these devices. I do say that the Samsung Galaxy device does sip the battery a little bit more, just because if you put that brightness all the way up, you will see the battery sip a little bit quicker. But didn't really have any issues with the battery on this device whatsoever. It's held up over time really well. Now, as far as the overall cameras on these devices, obviously the Pixel 4a is going to be extremely good for taking photos, and videos are really stable as well. I mean, the experience that I was getting for video, it was really stable footage, and you were able to just walk around in the neighborhood, take a shot of a scene and the usable footage in any scenario. It does have the night mode as well on the camera, so if you are in a nighttime situation, you can just put on night sight, front or back camera, and I really do find that convenient. If you're in the club and it's low light situations, you don't have any issues to worry about if you're going to be snapping a good portrait. It's definitely going to come out really good every time. Now on the Samsung Galaxy A30, we do have some really good some modes on here. Not as great as the Google experience when it comes to cameras, but overall a decent camera experience. Now, no stabilization on the video. So when you want to hold this thing nice and steady with two hands and not try to move when you're taking video, but if you don't do that, really beautiful video, really beautiful colors, the darks, the lights, everything is really nice on this device. So even the front facing camera on this device is really good. So on the front facing camera of the Google, I mean, it's second to none. You're not going to find a better portrait image in the smartphone arena unless you jump up to some of the other high-end phones like, Apple and stuff like that. But it still kind of competes with those phones really well. So that's something that's really good to see. So we're getting the 16 megapixel snapper on the front of the, right in the dewdrop that they're putting on there. So they actually call that the Infinity U display. Samsung was probably one of the first or second or third companies, maybe even fifth, I don't know. I just know that the first one to make that U drop was the Essential phone, and then everyone kind of caught on from there. Then I think it was Apple. Now you can see that this one also has that punch hole cutout at the left top corner. You can barely see it with this dark wallpaper that I have on here, the fingerprint does control the notifications as well. So you can also do that with the A30. Depends on your personal preference. Now, if you're a gamer, it's definitely gonna go to this Google Pixel 4a. Buttons are really clicky on both devices. They're almost in the same exact spot as well, clean on the right side. Depending on your personal preference, honestly, these things fight really well against each other. But if you're in, you know, like a rut and you need to save a couple of hundred, maybe $100 at the Samsung Galaxy A30, I will check on Amazon. I still believe it's available, is a viable option. So this is the Google Pixel 4a. This is the Samsung Galaxy A30. If you found this video helpful in any way possible, you know, a sub would be tremendous, but I appreciate every last one of you. You guys are the real MVPs. I'll see you guys later. But in the meantime, have a great morning, afternoon, evening, and depending on where you guys are, later crew. Peace.